Hi, this is John Laniado, and that's the fourth part, the conclusion of the origin of life and language. Now, the accumulated 26 English words have a perfect Hebrew meaning. Now, with that many meaning, the chances that this is an accident is probably 1,000,000,000 to 1, but it doesn't mean theologists and linguist scholars will not ignore that. 2,600 words are 2,000 more than linguists require to show relationship between languages. Each of my words, unlike Webster's, have clear Hebrew meaning, and I don't have any words that makes no sense. For example, the word cloud. Webster says it originated from the 3,000-year-old word clod, an Anglo-Saxon word meaning big rock. Linguists look exclusively for Indo-European languages to find something that sounds like a cloud, and the best they could do is cloud, big rock, so they wrote that down and decided to say that it's related to time is meaning change. Okay, so a cloud is a big rock. Pretty hard to believe, but I suggest two Hebrew words, kuloed. Kuloed, cloud, kuloed, all vapor. Okay? Maybe early men didn't know it was all vapor, but if a God wrote this language, that's pretty good. Now, what seems obvious even is often wrong. Take the word fruit. The dictionary says it came from fructose. Sounds good, sound almost similar. But fructose in Latin means sweet and profitable. Pomum means fruit in Latin. So, fructose then originated the word fruit. Not likely. Fruit had to come before fructose evolutionary-wise. Now, if they looked in Hebrew, they would find a word called fruit. Yeah, in Hebrew, fruit is the same word. We say it as perot, but the F and the P is the same letter in Hebrew. So we have an identical letter in Hebrew, but of course they didn't look in Hebrew. Now, I don't claim that evolution changed my word, or language evolved, so my system is stricter than conventionalist linguists that say this changed and this changed, time changed this, so they can play with it a lot. I can also play with the time. I can't play with the meaning. I don't say, well, the consonant has changed, so my system is stricter, but I still have enough words to understand 75% of Shakespeare and 75% of the Bible. Also, 600 words is enough to show a relationship between languages. And I have over 1,000 words on my website alone. It means that if linguists would review my words and accept that they're not anecdotal but have exact meaning without changes, that would mean that Semitic and Indo-European languages is a wrong classification. But linguists are still trying to figure out which was the first word spoken, and they tell you this word language was before this language. Guys, they're only checking the written word. It's only 5,000 years old. It's no indication which language was spoken first. Could be that whoever did this made sure that it doesn't appear that Hebrew is the first language spoken. But the first spoken and the first written is not the same. And all those assumptions are made about the last 5,000 years, not 60,000 years when we were created. Now, this doesn't only apply to scientific terms, it applies to everything. It doesn't apply to religion. Uncle Sam is a stupid name. On Kol Shem is response to the voice of God. Constitution is simpler, Constitution. Here, chisel spirituality, not bad. Now, Rushmore is a cute one because it was named way before the president heads were chiseled there. But Rushmore means Rosh Moreh, teaching heads. Hiroshima, unfortunately, says Yerushama. They will shoot there. Karate means open hand. But in Hebrew it means karat, to cut off. Karat. You actually see this picture in the mind. Now, karat appears meaning to cut off, appears in English kurt, or curtain, or curtail. Cut off. Samurai, the guardians, means samurai, as in Sumerian, Shomrai, my guardians. Beginning with my first encounter, I was always instructed to look for what's the same. It's maddening, believe me. It seems Hashem, the word, the name, God, uses the same system of creation as above and below. God first created letters prior to any creation, which is the same thing we did before we created computer. I came to what now seems an obvious conclusion. The only way to understand the original Torah is to unite all languages and all myths and to read them as one. This is because Moses broke the original Torah given to him because he knew he was holding a computer document generated by writing all letters without any spaces. It was written on a special stone of destiny, a program that kind of controls things, and written in the finger of God, which is not that complicated because I wrote this document I'm reading now kind of in my fingers, so we all write with our fingers. Now Moses spent 40 days and 40 nights understanding this thing and understanding how important this book is. He comes down and then he gets pissed and he breaks the tablets. Not likely, not really likely. Moses is not that kind of guy. He's been bargaining with God and winning arguments. It says about Moses, Mi Moshe, Ad Moshe, Lo Haya Ke Moshe. From Moses to Moses, there was never a Moses. In other words, this ain't coming back. This is a one-time deal. Moses understood that by breaking the tablet, he's sharing the knowledge with the world. Luckily, God approved. Otherwise, I'm sure Moses wouldn't have heard the end of it. What? You broke my tablet? No, God wasn't upset. God knew what was going on. Then, Moses went back up the mountain. He knew he would go back up the mountain. And he rewrote this book with the spaces, with the words. It was created language and confounded it. Therefore, we need to put it together, all the broken pieces together to understand what really happens. Now, Moshe, spells out Mem, Shin, He. Read it backward, and it has Hashem, who created the words. Hashem, the word, he created the words. Moses got the Torah from a mysterious Yehovah, Elohim. Yehovah, Elohim, aka as the God of knowledge, the God of thought, also known as the moon god Thoth, who controls everything. All knowledge, all language, and Thoth is the god of the moon. Moon controls water, and Elohim means El Hayam, God of ocean, the god Thoth. The Torah is the lost book of the Egyptian moon god Thoth, who expresses in words the wishes of Ra. That's Torah. It is explained in length in the chapter Torah. And once we understand what I'm saying here and we start decoding the Torah, it will yield the secrets of the universe, which both the Israelis and the Egyptians claim about their respective books. Once the decoder is used, we will know the real story. The Torah contains the explanation of the true origin of the human race, as well our DNA composition. It will give us formulas how to fix Earth, and more importantly, it will explain us how to run and build a just society, to be our brother's keepers. And also it will tell us how to live to 1,000 years. In other words, we don't need to invent the wheel. The wheel has been invented. I believe that the total sum of the evidence I have, both here and on my website, will prove beyond reasonable doubt that language and life and all the religious myths were dictated or created surreptitiously by a god or an alien. This means that the solution for all that ails us is simple. It's definable. We need to decode all religion, myth, and languages. And then we understand language correctly and the myth correctly. We can teach the Bible decoded, and we can teach Hebrew, the language of God, in all schools. This would resolve things for all of us. And then God, according to Zephaniah, whose name means the hidden secret code of God, for then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of the Lord Yehovah, to serve Him with one consent. My name is Yosef, ben Yaakov, ben Yosef, Lan, Yadu, and the website is theoriginoflanguage.com. Blessed be the word, blessed be Hashem, blessed be His name. Hello.